Three, two, one. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry, it's okay. I don't care. I'm the one
Oh, it
editing
doesn't
this one,
matter.
so
Oh,
I
yeah.
know what I'm
Go
doing.
ahead. You can do the intro for this one. Yeah.
Okay. What did we do last time?
Welcome to How the Arts Were Won.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to How the Arts Were Won. This is our official first real episode, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Matt Misitich. How did you say your name again?
That was good. Well, let's leave them enshrouded in mystery. Okay. People will wonder how to pronounce my last name. I'm glad you're editing this episode because there's going to be a lot to edit out. So I would like to address one thing before we move forward with two wonderful guests for our first episode. We just recorded our episode 0.
Yes, we did.
Not too long ago. And first of all, what I just did, that lip smacking, a lot of that I had to edit out.
Uh-huh. That's right.
It was laborious.
Oh,
it was laborious, Michelle.
You don't know what laborious means.
Man. No, I don't. No. I've had a pretty easy life. But it was, so I'm going to try and limit my lip smacking.
Probably good.
Also, my voice, very high in the first episode. I felt like very nasally.
If you would like for me to equalize your voice, I could do that. Add some bass.
Can you?
Yeah. But I don't think it's high pitched, so it's fine.
Well, don't do it because I don't know how to do that on my end. But this has to end. This nasally has to end. I'm like a low budget Conan O'Brien. It's not going to work. So here's my plan, and I wanted to run it past you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring it down a few octaves, so it's more like this.
More like Batman.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
More Batman. This is dark wood and bourbon and cigars. Havana, 1976.
Okay, fine. Do I need to bring my voice down lower too?
No, because of the juxtaposition.
The juxtaposition. Okay.
We need the yin yang.
All right. Okay, so I'll raise it up really high. Is that fine?
That's better.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to maintain that. Let's go back to the normal one. Keep all this in.
All of it.
But lip smacked again.
That's 2 demerits.
We'll get an audience base eventually who will understand that the first 3 minutes here are just garbage time. I would like to open, and we'll make this a thing. We'll open every podcast like this.
Okay.
I want to ask you what your general thoughts are for the week. What the hot take is that is on your mind.
Okay.
Currently in May 2022.
Well, this may not be a hot take, but temperature-wise, it's hot here in Austin right now. We have the hottest May on record, I believe, in several decades. So, yeah.
It being hot is the hot take.
No.
Mention what you mentioned to me pre-recording, which I think is kind of fascinating.
My hot take for the week, and I'm sure someone is going to kill me for this, but I don't think that Finland and Sweden should join NATO.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Might I ask why? That's the first please don't join NATO opinion I've heard about Finland and Sweden, and I'm voraciously curious why that's the case.
Look, I understand why they want to, and they are perfectly within their rights, but there has not been any sort of serious debate and forecasting on what exactly this is going to precipitate. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't let Finland and Sweden join. What I'm saying is we need to think about it a little more. And is this really the best time to do all this? And Biden's so enthusiastically saying, yeah, come on over. The water's fine, y'all. But is it though? Mm-hmm. The only reason the water's fine right now is because NATO has a new purpose. They're like, yes, Russia's the bad guy again.
Mm-hmm. Let me explain to the new audience here that Michelle is a Eastern Europe / Russia expert. We could say expert, right?
Sure. You can say Russianist. That's fine.
That sounds like you're anti-Russian.
No, I'm not. Definitely not.
She's a big Russianist. She's a big fan of Rocky IV. That's how Russianist she is. Was it Rocky IV? Hollywood loves the facts. Hollywood must love the fact that Russia's the bad guy again, because now we have like a go-to besides terrorism.
That's true. But I also think that they're kind of scared to really dig into that because, Russia is a big part or was at least a big part of Hollywood's, revenue. So
Yes.
yeah, the movie theaters. Oh yeah. I mean, everybody, when I was there, like just American movies are the hot thing, so everyone's going to theaters to see the next Will Ferrell movie or something. So
I feel like putting on my bedazzled jean jacket as we speak. Well, that's a good hot take. I don't have any hot takes. I just think everything's great out there. No one's complaining about anything.
No, everything's lovely. Peachy.
Couldn't be rosier, except for racism. Speaking of racism, how's this for a segue?
Wow.
Our guests today.
Smooth.
I'm big fans of them. They're almost never annoying. They're wonderful people. They're wonderful writers. I met them because they won the 2020 First Look Project comedy division of the script pipeline competition with a script called Race the Movie. It's about a marathon runner, right? No, that's not what it's about at all. It is exactly what you would think it's about. It is a Mel Brooksian type of satire, satirizing Green Book and other movies that discuss white saviorism. And I've told them this many, many times. I don't know if I learned more about the dynamics of systemic racism in this country, but it drove the point home more than any article, any Atlantic think piece, any Vox article, anything like that. And they did it through the dumbest comedy script. I wish you all have read it, but that is how I know them. And sent it out to industry. I lip smacked there because I have to. That was a required.
It's okay. It was necessary.
I'm tisking. I'm tisking Hollywood.
Tisk.
Yeah. Mixed reviews. One of them, as Bret will say, said, "Well, race is kind of a hot button issue right now, so no one's going to touch it." And I actually get that perspective perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
How do you send out a script like this? And I forget if it was me. I don't want to take credit for it, but I forget if it was me who said, maybe you should just turn it into a play.
You want to take credit for it, don't you?
I'd love to take credit for it, unless it fails. Then I'm like, I never heard of these gentlemen before.
Okay.
This is what I'll say. So coming this June is Race, the movie, the play. You guessed it. And it will be premiering in fabulous New York City.
It's amazing.
At the New York Film Festival. The New York Theater Festival, I'm sorry. And they put together a great cast, it seems, and they have no idea what they're doing in the theater world, by the way. But I appreciate
on the job.
The best way to learn.
Absolutely.
So should we bring them in?
Yeah, I think so. Let's
They're
open
so
that
eager
curtain.
To be on this podcast. They're the debut guests on this podcast.
Oh man.
We can unmute. There we go. Hey, we've been for those listening, we've been on mute for the past 10 minutes. Yeah. Man, I thought this podcast was about free speech, man. Silenced us right away.
Oh man. I was chomping at the bit to jump in. I'm like, and then I was like, it's a genius idea. Have your guests, just keep them on mute and then just make them listen to you have your podcast and bring them in for like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then just react to the previous 30.
Wait, this is the last 2 minutes. What are you talking about?
Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, I want to go back. I want to go back. There's something Matt said. You mean
where he was taking credit?
No. Unless it fails, in which case he's deleting my number. But 100%. But he said they're almost never annoying.
Yeah.
Which means 2 things. 1, he deals with a lot of annoying people. And 2, we have been annoying before.
Yeah.
He didn't say we were never annoying. Go ahead and elucidate us, Matt. When were we annoying? Go ahead.
Rarely. I just don't like to speak in absolutes.
Yeah. I think he was leaving room for the future, if not making, allusion to the past.
Fair enough.
I have no problem. You guys are delightful. Your email response time can be a little bit quicker than 3 days, but that's okay. I always forget. I'm like, oh yeah, I did email them. And then I'm not waiting around for you.
But then, when you're as in demand as myself and Cristian, where you have to duct tape together a bootstrap production, you just emails fall through the cracks, Chris, you can take this one.
Yeah, look, look, man, I'll get to it when I get to it. All right.
We have such limited time on this podcast. We can talk about something.
I think email etiquette is what we're here to discuss.
Yeah, we should really get to that. How long is too long?
I would love to talk about email etiquette. You guys have good etiquette, though. I also like the audacity of writing and producing and directing a play and putting everything together, having never done so before. And that's why you're here.
But let's get back to email etiquette. So, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to make sure you got a lot of editing to do on this podcast. I'm going to smack my lips.
Yeah. By the way, my hot take of the week is Power of the Dog overrated. I'm a little late, but I haven't had a chance to say it.
Is this podcast from December 2021?
Listen, I don't know what's going to happen at the Oscars. Probably going to go see it flawlessly. It's going to be Will Smith's defining night, be uneventful.
Indeed.
I have a hot take. My hot take is that Sweden should be in NATO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fight me.
Michelle, just so you know, Michelle, I had no idea that was even on the table. So I didn't know that was even happening.
I just read headlines. I read headlines and I go, damn it. Or, that's right. When it confirms what I already believe or get upset about something that I think it's already bad.
And that's what, Cristian, if you only read headlines, that's why you're a great podcaster. That's what that's all you need to do. All the best podcasters. I just saw the headline. So here's 2 hours of a fully formed opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Fully formed.
And that's why I believe Sweden should be in NATO. Thank you very much.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, I have no opinion on NATO. What does NATO stand for, Bret?
North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Very good.
Wow.
Is that true?
That is.
All your past sins are forgiven.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I was almost, oh man.
You
said
it
I was
so
gonna
confidently too.
I honestly, you just got to start and you got to go, I'm going to figure it out as I do it, which is what we're doing with the play. How's that for a podcast transition?
There we go.
That's a great
There
segment.
you go.
Let me ask you before, and I didn't intro you with like a bio. I feel like those are laborious. That's the word of the day.
Those
we
are
should
bad.
have a word of the day. But
Laborious.
Bret and Cristian obviously are stand-up comics and writers and now playwrights. And give us like the 90-second pitch of what the script was about and how it became a play, and then what has changed and who's in it. And 90 seconds. Ready, go.
Cristian, you want to go or you want me to go?
You can go 95 seconds.
You go ahead. I feel like you got the 90 seconds down. I'll stop.
It doesn't have to be that.
You know what, Cristian? I do think I am a better charlatan than you.
Bret's the one like putting on the show for everybody. I'm the one in the crowd picking pockets while he's doing it.
All right, in 90 seconds. So Race, the movie, the play, is a slapstick spoof parroting all of the recent white savior / prestige race movies. So what Scary Movie was for the horror genre, Race, the movie, the play is for the Oscar bait race movie genre. So it parodies everything from Green Book, The Help, Hidden Figures, 12 Years a Slave, Black Panther, Django Unchained, to even Medea. We spoofed that in it. When Cristian and I set out to write this script, we asked ourselves the question, what would Blazing Saddles look like in 2020? And I think we have something that is in line with that. It is screwball, it is silly, but it is updated to fit our modern conversations in culture. It features a white chauffeur named Wyatt Savior, who is tasked with driving around a brilliant black musician named Genius on his concert tour through the 1850s Deep South. And because it's the 1850s, the Deep South is Pennsylvania and Maryland. So, thus far into our production of Race, the movie, the play, we have gotten into the New York Theater Festival. Our shows are in June 23rd, 25th, and 26th. And perhaps better than our script is our cast. We have the best cast, I think, that could be assembled for a production like this. I like to think of it as a Marvel Avengers-like assembly of funny people in New York City, from elder statesmen of the New York comedy scene like Dean Edwards of SNL fame and Ted Alexandro of 5 comedy specials, including some on Netflix, to young up-and-comers like Eagle Witt, a Comedy Cellar regular, Andre D. Thompson, one of the best comedians in New York City, and myself, to even an underground soon-to-be superstar drag queen known as the Suburbia. And that's just half the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So tune in, folks. Race the Movie, the play is a surefire hit. How'd I do? Did I do it?
Did you read that off a script?
No, I'm off the dome. That was off the dome.
He's off book, baby.
Fantastic.
Now, Matt and Michelle, if you look in your pockets, you'll notice that your wallets are with me.
He charmed us with his wrist.
Good work, Chrissy.
There's no money in there.
I gave my last chunk of money to you guys to produce this deal.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, he didn't.
Funded yet? It hasn't.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't donated.
No, I did.
You did?
I did.
via the Kickstarter?
But it said it hasn't hit yet because it has to be fully funded before it funds.
Well, I will go on record, and Cristian and I texted before this, should we give him a razzle? And according to our backer report, there is no Matt Misitich who has, unless you did it under Cristian's wife's name.
It was White Savior.
Oh, that was you.
Side note, hold me to this. I'll double check once we're off the
podcast. He said it in episode 0 too.
I did say that in episode 0, and I gave me the confirmation page and it said, "Are you sure your wife is cool with this?" And I clicked yes. And then it said, "Really?" And I said, "Wow." I might have clicked maybe.
And it's a dude. Seriously.
And then you got a call from Bank of America saying your card has been stolen.
By Cristian.
By the very guys you were donating money to.
Well, look, gentlemen, I'm happy to support this. I think it's a ridiculous idea, a ridiculous play. I think the whole thing is ridiculous. And that's how things get made and things succeed in the arts. When Lin-Manuel Miranda pitched, he had done In the Heights, I understand. But when he pitched people on Hamilton, said, "Hey, I'm doing a musical about Alexander Hamilton." I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Were people like, cool. What a great high concept idea. No, it worked out great.
Did you ever see the video of him performing one of the songs for Obama at the White House?
Oh God.
No.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating because you watch, and it was before the play. He's like, I'm workshopping this play about Alexander Hamilton, and he was invited to the White House to do it. And you can see Barack kind of go like, it's a play about Alexander Hamilton told exclusively in rap, and everybody just kind of what's this gonna be? And then he does the song, and by the end he wins him over. It's pretty fascinating. It's a really interesting watch.
Yeah, but I will say I feel like art that feels so tied to our partisan conversation is one of my least favorite things. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at things, I think Hamilton has sort of become that. And that might be not because of Lynn's doing, but does this make sense? Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like Nancy Pelosi is like at the January 6th commemoration. She's like, it's a tragic day and it's a sacred thing. And now via Zoom, the cast of Hamilton.
Right. Yeah. It's required reading like now for a certain sect. Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here? This guy, he's just a jabroni who wrote some words. Like, let's not act like this is a sacred text.
Say that'll be your script one day, perhaps.
Oh, except it's going to be Donald Trump.
Yeah. I'll play. I love it. Stop. Here's a quote.
I love it. It's the
best. and we're like, we're just doing this for careerist reasons. We do not like you.
In all seriousness, let me just interject. In all seriousness, if this play takes off in some form, and I think that it will to some degree, you will have people you said, right? People on the right who are going to cling to it. And Fox News will do a piece on it and say, finally, the anti-woke, thing that we've all been waiting for. And it's going to be a terrible moment for you both.
I know.
But the left will also say, ha ha, what a great play this is. And that's how you will unite the country through race.
This play will be the thing that sutures the divide.
It might.
I mean, I joke. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as like Cristian and I and our cast are carrying the torch of the American dialogue and we will save the day. But I will say, I do think this play is not within either political ideology. And I think a lot of art has been filtered through the cultural conversation incessantly in the last decade. Like, which side do you fall on this piece of art? And I sometimes think it's a boring, uninteresting, and annoying lens to filter art through, be it movies, music, or whatever.
Yeah, and it also doesn't push anything forward. It's like it's all just talking to the people you're already in your camp. Like you're not going to change any minds with, like a pro-abortion movie is not going to. It's playing to liberal cities it's not going to help. It's why we're where we are. Like
we do have another script coming out called Abortion, the movie, the play.
That one's a musical, right?
Yeah.
Musical. On ice. Yeah. I feel like, and that's why like I've loved a lot of Adam McKay's comedy through his career, but I will say, and I know this is on record, I sometimes can find some of the recent work feels like it has a political colored stripe. And
do you think?
Yeah. And I'm like, it's just, you go like, do we need another piece of art saying like Trump is bad or like, it's like, I know, we know. And also like we can, God, and even when you say the term both sides, even that phrase sounds one-sided. The phrase both sides now sounds like almost like a triggery word. But I'm like, I don't even like to see things as sides. And I think the thing Cristian and I wrote, I think it makes fun of undeniably America's, dark past with racism. And I think it makes fun of current forms of racism from people who might identify as liberal too. And I think conventional orthodoxical liberalism also has forms of racism to it. Cristian, you should probably take this one.
No, I was just going to, I think you're dead right. I mean, I think it's about America's very traumatic past and it's very awkward present when dealing with race because it's very, very awkward. No one quite knows what to say. We've had discussions with our cast about it and we've kind of opened it up and they've given us a lot of insight and stuff that we didn't really even think about, like in certain character choices or, just the way things are said in a certain way. Like at one point, the character of Wyatt Savior, not to give away a spoiler, but he says, he kind of puts his hand in the air and shouts, "I am privileged." And some of our black cast members kind of pointed out that it's kind of like he's like exclaiming and like owning the fact that he's privileged and not being like kind of, not having any feelings about it other than like pride. And we changed it ever so slightly. And now it's completely different line where he goes, "I am privileged." It's just a completely different thing.
Changes the meaning entirely.
It changed the meaning entirely in a way that we really hadn't considered. Not that we were, we didn't have that sensitivity to it that someone else might see. So it's been an interesting process, working with a cast and showing it to people, and everybody has a different take. It's very, very interesting to see what people want to see in it. And I think the fact that it's called Race, the movie, the play, some of the notes we get back are like, kind of funny because it's a little double-edged sword calling it Race, the movie, the play, because it's so all encompassing that I think when people read it, sometimes they go like, "Well, you didn't solve racism at the end." And we're like, well, we're kind of trying to just make a comedy.
Yeah, I'm not like, yes, I should sit on a panel I should sit on a panel discussing race in America. No, this is like a dumb, silly comedy.
Right. So I think, and that's going back to what we were talking about before about like how things are slanted in a certain way. I think there's almost like, it's weird. You can't just make something frivolous. Like one of the best movies I saw, the funniest movies, it was, Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. It's about nothing. It's just stupid. It's the stupidest movie. It's the funniest movie of the last year or whatever. But it's just being silly. And I think like people, especially for some reason in comedy now, people really want you to like first say you're a liberal and then I can watch this comfortably. Like it's really odd. And they want you to have a stance and they want you to take a side on some stuff. So like the criticism now is like, I noticed a lot of criticism wasn't like, it's not funny. A lot of it was like, it's very funny, but like that, like you didn't solve racism or you didn't solve you didn't include my thoughts. So it's been an interesting experience.
I have a question.
Yes.
On that exact note, because it's almost like a no-win situation when it comes to stand-up comedy, when it comes to writing. They'll say, well, you shouldn't be handling this issue, but then you'll handle the issue and it's like, well, you didn't do it right, or you didn't solve it, or you didn't fix what the problem was. So you have one side that says you shouldn't address it at all, and the other side that says, well, if you address it, then you have to solve everything. Why is there's no middle ground, right? And I mentioned this before to Michelle, and I wanted to wait till we had this conversation, but what is it that you can, I don't want to say get away with, but is it good to have the conversations and to make jokes about certain things, to bring light to it and address it, or do we just avoid it altogether?
I mean, I think you absolutely, need to make jokes about things. It's a way to deal with, address, or shed truth on stuff, is you can filter it through the prism of comedy. And just because you're being comedic doesn't mean you don't take something seriously. And a form of taking something seriously can kind of be taking the piss out of it, if that even makes sense. Like, and even with stand-up, like laughter is the proof that the joke works, and people won't laugh if it doesn't feel right, if something feels off, or if you're not making fun of the right thing in the right way. It's like the laughter is confirmation that this is okay. And something I definitely believe with stand-up and with our play and eventual movie, which will be called Race the Movie, the Play the Movie, coming soon to a theater near you in 2058.
I'll be there.
When racism is over.
Right.
Finally.
Because you've cured it.
Yeah.
Yes, we will have cured it by then. Thank you, Michelle. I really feel like the boundaries of art are and should be wider than the boundaries of everyday life. And so it's not about getting away with something, but it is about understanding that we can have things happen or have words that are said in an artistic forum and understand that here it is okay, but in regular everyday life, of course not. Take, for example, on our play, and, we will be sincere about this. We do have a couple characters do say the N-word, and without a doubt, that's the weightiest word in the English language. But, through conversations with our cast, we have gone back and forth on like, do we keep it in? Do we take it out? Do we find a way to be comedic about it not being in there? Because, we want to feel like we're doing the right thing and we're being responsible artists.
But you can't please everybody at the same time. Right.
Which is true. And through conversations with our cast, and it's been very important to me that our artistic process, we're very new to theater. So our perspective is not like, Cristian's not like, I'm the director. Like, listen to me.
Everybody shut up and you'll do what I say. I'm always like, hey, I'm so open to the idea that I'm wrong. Like, please tell me I'm wrong.
No, 100%. And like this play has sort of been directed by committee well, Cristian obviously has a vision, I guess. No, but it is like, it's like, you know, our script is both this thing we're really proud of, but our cast is full of hilarious comics and actors. And it's like, it's almost like a cast and a writer's room. We have actors punching up jokes, making a role their own. And it means they're changing how it's written. And it's like, I don't give a damn. This script is not law. And I don't know if I'm answering your question or now just talking in a circle.
I guess I was just wondering if you had succeeded in getting the script greenlit in Hollywood, do you feel like you would have had as much creative control or creative input or this kind of ability to hold conversations and make these kind of changes on the fly or, you know, as you're going? Like, do you feel like this is actually a much better direction for you than if you had succeeded through the Hollywood route?
I think it has gone exactly the way it was supposed to go. I mean, our script that we sent out was 114 pages for a comedy. That's long. And now just to necessitate the runtime of 90 minutes of the theater, which just the constraints of doing it in a theater, we had to cut it down and there was just certain scenes where we realized, we can take this entire chunk out and give this one line to one person and it works just as well. And I don't think we would have done that if we didn't have to. And those were funny scenes and we didn't want to lose them. But at the same time, it's like the constraints and the reality of it is we just have to, because we have shows on the calendar and we have to get there. So, and characters became bigger, lines became different just based off the theater actors that we got. If we had gotten, movie actors or whatever, it would have been different. Could have been better, could have been the same, could have been worse. We don't know. I mean, it's impossible to say, but I definitely think it's helped a lot. And I just think it's exactly the way it was supposed to go. And I think if this does what I think Bret and I think, and just for our cast, I think they deserve this to be something big because they're just spectacular. And I think if it does what it should do, I think we'll get there.
Yeah, it's a great question because I agree with Cristian. It was supposed to go how it's supposed to go. And having been a few weeks into rehearsals with our cast, it's like, I can't imagine a more fun thing to get to do with people than try and make a compelling piece of art. And I don't think in a hypothetical world where we did sell a script, they wouldn't have cast me as the lead Wyatt Savior. Yeah. Hell, Cristian didn't even want to cast me as Wyatt Savior.
No, not at all. I was like, let's get Paul Walter Hauser on the phone now.
It's been fun. By the way, it's been funny with Cristian because I've joked with him that I'm insecure about my acting chops. I'm a comedian, not an actor. And so there's been times where we did a cast read through and, I'll be real. I was a little bit fishing for a compliment. And one of our cast members, Blaze, who's a very talented actor and has been in theater for 2 decades, since he was a child. He gave me a really nice compliment. He was like, Bret, I know you say you don't act, but you got chops, man. And I was very sweet. It meant a lot to me. And I was telling Cristian, how'd you think it went? And I was like, yeah. And Blaze told me, he was like, yeah, Bret, you're a good actor. And Cristian goes, I was expecting him to go, yeah, you are, Bret. And he goes, it went great. Everybody was so great. And I'm like, I don't care about everybody right now, man.
Care about me.
I'm like a repressed dad or something, where I withhold.
Oh my God,
Logan Roy, bro. Logan Roy from Succession.
You know what it is though? I've lived with Bret's performance for so long, and I loved it. The thing is, while we were doing rehearsals, I rarely give Bret's notes because it's like he's got it, and I feel I've actually learning through this process of like rehearsing and stuff. I have been like, I really do need to take the time out to tell people like, no, you're doing an awesome job. Like, cause it can be a thing where if you go like, if you give one person too many notes, they can feel a little bit like, hey, why are you picking on me? But it's very important to be like, you're killing it, but let's tweak this and that and that. And I need to make sure, especially with Bret, I need to tell Bret he's doing a great job all the time. I send him a note after every rehearsal.
I have a very fragile ego.
It's that white fragility they're talking about.
Yeah.
No. But it's been the best process. That's what it is. Sorry, white fragility.
And just
speaking of white fragility, no.
Sorry, real quick, Matt. I just wanted to kind of answer to your last question about the change in comedy. I think it's kind of, I don't think it's like a good or a bad thing. I think it is just what it is. I think audiences have not changed, but their sensibilities of what's okay have changed, I guess, just, and because of things that have happened in the news and everything that's gone on in the past decade or so, it's just, it has changed. And I think there's sort of a mentality where like laughing at something is a tacit endorsement of it. Yes. So dark comedy is like the first thing to go because you don't want to appear that you're laughing at something that's insensitive. And
there's a way, going back to what you're talking about in terms of how things are executed, like Lin-Manuel Miranda in Hamilton, that's all execution. I mean, the underlying premise is fine, but there's so many ways to derail that type of play, right? Just like anything else, a movie, a film, a book, a stand-up routine. There's been plenty of comics who have pulled off really funny 9/11 jokes. And you would think, how do you do a 9/11 joke? Well, there's ways to do it, actually, right? There's ways to do anything. And speaking of a hot button name, I do want to touch upon, since it's in the news and he hasn't been completely banned from everything yet, but
Bill Cosby.
Bill
Go
Cosby.
Oh my gosh.
Is the hate real?
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing to me? It didn't offend me personally.
Oh, I thought you said, oh my gosh. I thought you said, oh my gosh.
No, because it was funny because we had just mentioned him in the previous episode. That's why.
That's what's up. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that like, oh, here we go.
No. It's Dave Chappelle that I wanted to touch upon because I saw his Netflix special before this latest one. Then I saw the latest one and I thought, wow, the last one that he did, where he talks about the trans friend that he made who tried stand-up comedy and failed. And the whole story was, I thought. I
mean, she got to open for Dave Chappelle. She kind of succeeded.
And then, spoiler alert, I guess, turn it down if you don't want to hear a spoiler, she kills herself, right? And the whole story seemed very poignant to me. And silly I go on Twitter a day later, 2 days later after it's released, and it's just everyone's just dumping on it and saying how insensitive it is to trans people and this and that. And I'm like, once again, I have underestimated the audience and I have perhaps misconstrued my own. Then you start doubting yourself. I feel like am I getting gaslit? Maybe this isn't funny. It is offensive. Where is that line? How do you define that line? Number one. Number two, I'm actually curious specifically if you saw his latest special. And I think that's a great example of like, well, what is okay and not okay to talk about? Because he does have an odd fascination with like making trans jokes, which is probably a little played out at this point, to put it lightly.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could say that. I definitely was talking about trans a lot. Like, it's, all right, whatever. But I also do think that like he is, I think he feels, whether or not it's true or not, I think he feels like he's being backed against a wall in a sort of way. So he feels like he has to talk about it because it's probably a constant thing in his life. So you talk about what you know, but, when I saw it, I thought within the context of what he was saying, I didn't really have a problem with it. The problem is, it's basically what I was saying before is like, there's a laughter is a tacit agreement of all this stuff, or a tacit endorsement. And I think there's the mentality of like, as soon as if you're going to say something about trans people or any, race, religion, creed, whatever, you kind of have to do that thing now where you go, first of all, I want to say I love trans people. You do it. It just, I don't know why, but it makes people more comfortable. Like, you have to do that. Otherwise people just go, wait, what's he talking about? Trans? They perk their ears up and then they go, all right, all right, let me get my,
it's like shields up or something like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
Let me get my Microsoft Word out and start typing my blog or whatever. And not to like, I don't mean to like denigrate those people, but it's like, there is that sect of people that, I got to have a take Tuesday. I owe, whoever 500 words. So, the people have to make a living.
The tie into that, and this is a whole another conversation that we won't have to dive into, but the tie in between that and what quote unquote cancel culture has become, to me, it's become a certain group of people who look at everything. And the first thought is, all right, how can I call this out for being insensitive? Or how can I call this person out for being insensitive or for being evil and so when you have that mentality, it's kind of like the old saying, when all you have is a hammer, everything's a nail, right? Yeah. That's what a part of it has become. And I think that's very unfair, frankly, to the arts in general, because it suppresses stories, it suppresses stuff that might be important, that might make an actual positive change. And you kind of have to tiptoe around things. And that just, I don't want to get into like super far right censorship, Republican talking points, because it's not censorship, but it's self-censorship. People are self-censoring now. And I don't know if that's the best way to go about things.
I do think that's very true. Oftentimes the phrase like cancel culture it's become such a term that feels so weaponized, like for one
both
side.
sides.
For both. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't say cancel culture, like people who would be either like cancel culture is ruining everything or are like, shut up completely about cancel culture. There's no excesses of a group of people mobbing together. It's like, guys, there have been excesses and shut up over here. You're worth you're worth $250 million. Like, stop. You're not cancel culture is not shut up.
Our 100%. friend, great comic Nick Whitmer said had the best quote about cancel culture. He's like, cancel culture is like Antifa, where like liberals think it doesn't exist and then Republicans think it's the most dangerous terrorist organization of all time. And they're both wrong. Like,
yeah, it's just over the top constantly. And, I mean, some things people call canceling is like, that is not being canceled.
That's not canceling. Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember someone said Cosby got canceled and I was like, all right, let's, I don't know if he got canceled so much as he did a heinous thing a lot. But
that's the thing too. There's good cancel culture. There's good effects.
There is
from cancel culture.
That is absolutely like it is.
Me Too is cancel culture. If you want to define it,
And like as a movement, I don't think anyone would be crazy if they said Me Too is a movement they're against. Right. And it's like, yeah, good things do come from like, wanting to be sensitive to perspective, people's experiences, people's backgrounds. Like if people who are saying they're in favor of cancel culture mean sensitivity, it's like, no, we agree with sensitivity too. But sometimes you're so sensitive that you're actually condescending. And sometimes you're so sensitive to one group of people, you miss your blind spot on sensitivity to another group of people. Mm-hmm. I think an example of that comes to my mind that I became more aware of relatively recently is the term Latinx is a term that is mentioned for, it's like a gender neutral term for people from Latin countries, right?
Countries, yeah.
Yes. So Latinx. But I was talking to my friend Pedro. He's one of my other writing partners. I cheat on Cristian. And
Dare you.
I gotta get good sex somewhere. But shout out Pedro Gonzalez, great comedian. And no, he was telling me, Pedro is from Colombia, and he was telling me about telling his mom about it. And the term Latinx, she's a Colombian woman, she literally can't pronounce it because X is not a naturally occurring letter. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, it's just something to think about on who made up that term. And if you can't even say the letter in someone's language, is that respectful? Latinx. She says Latinx.
Guaranteed white anthropologists.
Yeah.
It's very likely. It's very likely. Every
Latino person that I've talked to who is older, and I've asked a handful because I'm curious about how this, his term is being embraced by the Latino community. None of them like it. They all think it's stupid. That's a small sampling, but I don't even use it. I don't know what to say anymore. I just like to be quiet.
That's that. I mean, you know what? That's the thing though. Like it's the thing. Like nobody knows what to say because it gets hot. Like you don't know. The rule book changes, the dictionary changes every day, and you don't know like what landmine you could be stepping on. Like I'm on stage and I do this thing now where I go clap if you're anti-racist, and there is 100% of the time there is a slight pause before anybody claps. Always clap if you're anti-racist. Basically, I'm saying clap if you're like con racist, like like you hate racism, and people are like, I don't know, do I? Like, am I? And then you call them out, but I also say like it feels like a trap, doesn't it? Like just having to say that. I mean, but nobody knows what to say. And that's the thing. That's one of the things when somebody like shouts at you that you're being a racist. What is your defense? Like, no, I have black friends. Like that doesn't work anymore. Like,
it doesn't. And if you say no, they're just like, that just proves that, because you're.
No, I donated $25 to the ACLU. Like, just
right. Like that's basically what the book White Fragility is all about. It's basically like if you're white, you're racist, and you either are racist and know it or racist and don't. Like, it's like there's no winning, which is, that's tough.
I had someone a couple years ago, and they're a good person, and their intentions were righteous, I'm sure.
Self-righteous?
Self-righteous. They asked me, are most of your friends white? And I don't have that many friends to begin with, so they're clear. But my friends are very diverse in my head that I would want to have one day. But I don't have that many. I don't have this large group of like college buddies. Like that doesn't exist for me. So it's a very small group. And when I took a step back, I'm like, wow, actually, one is gay and married to a black man. The other one is half Japanese. The other one is half black. It's like, I guess it is diverse. And when I told them this, not that they like, I'm like, who cares? I should have never had this conversation is the problem. But when I told them this, they're like, well, you should really make friends with someone who's trans and someone who's, I swear to God, they said full black.
Dude.
All that aside.
That's so liberal, it's racist.
So bad. I didn't know what to say, but all that aside, how does that work in the real world? I'm just going to go to a bar. I'll be out. Say, hey,
go in the bathroom and tap your toe under the stall. There you go. I didn't mean that as a gay thing. I meant that as like an anything.
They'll tap back, and I'll say, "Do you want to be friends with me?
Do you want to be black friends?"
White man. How does it work? Is all
I need one of you.
Right. Yeah. What a weird conversation to have.
Yeah, people are not
on all
like
levels.
That's so like what, like people are like, it's like a Pokedex. Like I need to collect one of each, and then I will have completed the quilt of being a tolerant person. That's because you probably, you know, and obviously someone's race informs their lens, their perspective, but sometimes in a very liberal worldview, like very liberal worldview, it is like the thing. And that's also like, no, you're now denying someone their basic individuality and that's also not the most interesting thing about a person. It definitely will inform it. Like, you know, there's no denying that, but like, I need a trans friend. Why? Because they're trans. That's so disrespectful.
It's also demeaning to the person that you're you somehow are trying to help. That's, again, totally different podcast. And I won't touch upon it too much here, but there's a big flaw, I think, with the way we're trying to diversify Hollywood, and probably the same in theater and publishing too, right? You have to find that balance between finding diverse people, which you should be doing, diverse stories, diverse writers and filmmakers and so forth, or else it's never going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But you can't say, oh, we're hiring you because you're this, and that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that person is going to feel pretty lousy after a while. I still tell them, take the job. But every person I talked to at the end of it was like, I had to leave because I was like the token person in the room, or I was the diversity hire, or I was the, you know, the employee that they brought on just to like ask if like
check a box.
Yeah. Really? To check a box.
Yeah.
Or to check their own box. To say like, oh, look at what I did. Look how great I am. Yeah. There's something a little dirty about it.
I mean, diversity is definitely important in this. It is. It just is. I mean, we had a sort of a rehearsal yesterday, and one of our female cast members brought up an issue that, I mean, she's surrounded by men in that room. Our other female cast member wasn't there, but like she's surrounded by men, and she brought up an issue that nobody saw except her. And she was 1,000% right.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just, I think it was Van Lathan who said, like, if you don't have a black person in your writer's room, somebody's going to do something stupid. Like somebody's going to say some fucked up shit. But like, I mean, it is true. It's a very awkward thing right now of just having that one person because you need that one person. And it's weird. I say it a lot, and I don't know if this is a weird thing to say, but like, I know whenever you have meetings with, you know, the executive people, they always go, we want diverse people. We're looking for unique perspective. We're looking for a unique point of view, but really they're like looking for like, they want a Chinese girl who sounds like Tina Fey. You know what I mean? Like who is Tina? They don't want like, you know,
they don't want an actual Chinese sounding person.
Exactly. Like I was watching this show. It's called Love Life. It's actually a great show. I really enjoyed it. It's with Anna Kendrick, who, no disrespect, but she's like the whitest person in the world. So at the end of the show, again, it's a great show, but she meets a black guy, and, you know, they hit it off and they start dating and stuff, but it's like the most attractive, handsome British black dude ever. Like, I was just thinking, like, they would never give that role to 50 Cent. Like, she would never like just be with the most Bronx dude ever. Like, why that happens?
Yankees fitted. Yeah.
She's been in New York for like 12 years. Yeah. Like, you have to, there's still a level of like, all right, but like, seriously, guys, let's
really interesting because
let's find a black guy named Kingsley.
Right. Kingsley. He wears Ben Sherman. It's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually fascinating, and I didn't realize it. I love that show, by the way. First and second season. Let me plug it here. It is the best show I've seen in several years for what it is.
But let's get back to Race the Movie.
Let's get back to Race the Movie.
I'm joking.
I didn't realize that until you said it. And I'm like, oh my God, that is, I knew I felt weird at the end of that first season. Like, it felt convenient for some reason, and I'm not sure why.
It's convenient.
And I'm sure the creators of it didn't do that intentionally. However they did it. But you're absolutely right. She's not hooking up with 50 Cent.
No, she's not.
But to go back to your point about just the virtue signaling, collecting white diverse friends.
Of color.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the crux of our play is about Wyatt Savior driving around a black musician in order to gain an UCO badge, and UCO stands for one of the good ones. That's the main purpose of our central character is trying to get a UCO badge so that he can show it off to all of his white friends. Like that's what it is. And you know, I don't want to spoil it or whatever, but everyone learns a lesson.
But did you solve racism?
I
mean, we're close. We've almost cracked it.
Yeah, we almost cracked it. Gosh.
One more draft.
That's what they keep saying about cancer, you know?
Yeah, we actually need. We will
that
solve
cancer scam.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny.
It's just a big chalkboard of formulas and like the names of every ethnicity on one side. Anyway.
I kind of feel though that that's how a lot of like the big Hollywood stuff is done. It's like, okay, did you put in the trans person here at the scene? Did you make sure they're also accompanied by a black person who is of a certain height and a certain build and a certain whatever? And then did you, and then I don't know, I watch a lot of like shows with my kids, and they will just like roll their eyes whenever everything seems to be plugging along just fine. Stories developing, characters developing. Okay. Then we get to like episode like 6 out of 8. And then suddenly one of the main characters is revealed to be trans. And we're like,
where was the buildup?
Yeah.
Was that a thing? Like actually?
Right. You can always tell, just a quick note, you can always tell in writing and storytelling when it's forced and when it's not organic to like the development of the story.
Yeah.
You know?
My son is so big on story. He's 12, by the way. He's like always criticizing plot and everything. I don't know. It's just good.
That's so cool.
Yeah. We're a big storytelling family in this household. And he's always just like, Mom, they really just didn't work up to that plot point right there. But he's always like, you know, I don't care. He can be trans, he can be gay, he can be bi. Like, I don't care. He's like, but I need to see it coming. I need to know it's in there. And he's just so funny. He's so funny, but he'll get mad. He's like, this was not set up well. I am not watching this show anymore.
I love
that's awesome.
I love that I love like if he was watching like a children, he's like Paw Patrol. Their second act was a mess.
Yeah, the third act announcement just didn't work for me.
Totally. It's like this point of no return was not a point of no return.
What's great about today's podcast, by the way, is that we've been talking and everything is so valid, and I wouldn't want to cut anything. We can split it up and make it 2 parts, and now we have more content for the pod.
Oh, you know, I actually thought you were going to say it was brought to you by Kellogg's.
Kellogg's, that racist company?
Kellogg's cornflakes. Best nutrition for white supremacists or something. I don't know. Don't quote me.
We love Kellogg's. Please be a sponsor one day.
Wait, wow, Matt, you just said you love Kellogg's after she just said it was the number one
Hands down, it's good for them.